Hi, this is Danielle Harris, and you're watching Death Curse Society.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another spine-tingling edition of Death Curse Society and Monday Maniacs. We got the Zigzag and we got the Colonel in here. I'm Red Crank. What is up, guys? Colonel, Ziggy, you made it. Just in time.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, who are you saying hello, welcome back? You know, fuck. Like, why wouldn't the modem want to update at 7:57 on a Monday? Why not? Why not? What better time to do a system update on the modem Monday 7:57? That is fucking great. I love it.
Yep.
How you doing, guys? I'm feeling better now. I had to get that out.
Colonel had to reboot his modem too, if you know what I mean.
Good Lord, man.
Don't get too mad. The Wi-Fi gods will hear you, and your shitty internet's going to cut out.
Right.
Well, I would feel like we're good now since we just did a fucking monthly update right now. I got in here with like 27 seconds to go. I'm just going, I don't fucking believe this shit.
I thought I was going to have to start the show all by myself, you know, and be all egotistical and up my own ass for 5 minutes before I brought you guys in.
Well, I was talking, and I was sitting here going, like, and then I could hear Crank going, I don't know if he's there or not or what. And then I went, yin, 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 and you guys were all gone. I was went, oh, okay. It did a thing I never saw before. It just had one dim little light on there at the top. I actually went, I hit the reset on it. You know, I was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. And
See, this was you.
Yeah.
For like a good 60 seconds straight.
Oh, I was just talking. Yeah. And
No,
you guys were moving around and you know, I mean, but right when you came in, Colonel, that's when I kind of went out.
Oh, I was here. I seen
it.
Gang, we're going to be talking about the top 5 of 1975, our personal favorites. Make sure to get your list together and include yours in the comments during the show. We will bring those up. What, Ziggy? Jesus Christ, you teasing prick.
It came just in time for Valentine's Day, the board game. And the Silent Night, Deadly Night unboxing is up there for the members right now. If you haven't seen it, we'll wait a couple days and we're going to make it public so everyone can enjoy it or diss it or whatever. But it's the same type of game, but they did do enough changes to it to where it's going to be cool. So
let's see the back.
What's that?
Let's see the back.
The artwork. Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Right, Riggs. I've seen better.
Colonel just dropping the dick comment already.
Yeah. But,
nice.
You know, we're going to get to it. We'll unbox it. I had a whole thing going on, too, because one of the perks with this game is to light up Harry Warden. Like, his hat actually lights up. It's got a bright-ass LED light. When they sent me the game, didn't work. It flickered for a second, never came on again.
Yeah.
I hit them. To their credit, in 2 days, I had another one in my hand. Didn't work.
The fuck?
And I said, okay, so clearly we have a widespread problem, guys. And he's like, no, actually, just a handful of these. He goes, I'll tell you what, we're going to send you about 5 of them. I was like, oh, I go, just open one up and test the fucking thing and throw it in an envelope. That's it. I don't need 5, but if we get 5, we may have some cool giveaways for you here coming up. We'll see. Okay, I'm going to ask their permission first, but pretty cool guys all the way around to stop the killer gang. So coming at you very soon, the My Bloody Valentine board game unboxing.
Awesome. Can't wait. Colonel,
Fantastic.
did you do anything on Sunday, or did you have a night off?
I had the night off for the most part.
Okay.
For the most part, but
It was pretty good, actually. The game.
I'll just say curiosity killed the cat. I turned it on just in time to see Philadelphia score the touchdown and tie the game on a 2-point conversion. Then I had flashbacks of terrible defensive holding calls at the wrong fucking possible time. Then back-to-back Super Bowls. And I'm not one of those people who thinks the NFL is rigged. I really don't. But fuck, it's starting to make a lot of sense.
It's
just
so
saying.
scripted. It's so
It was
scripted.
pretty. It was a zigzag play.
Fucking whining.
He clearly had his hand on there, and you can't do that. You know that.
Yeah.
He even said after the game, I held it.
That's what I'm saying. They were doing it all game.
Right.
That's when you want to you throw that flag on the opening drive to set the tone as the referee. This is how we're going to call this game.
When you're right, you're right.
Game, then you throw a flag, get the fuck out of here.
When you're right, you're right, man.
Luckily for our viewing audience that tunes in and then tunes out in the first 10 minutes while we're talking about football normally, we don't have any football to talk about for the next 6 months or so. So
I will wrap it up by saying, the cards and the chips that you love, the poker chips I bring to our meetings when we go to cons and whatnot, and you love them because you always seem to win somehow, Mr. Suckout. But
I scoop them in.
Yeah. But anyway, we broke out a nice. I found myself with a Sunday where I could actually watch the game and stuff. And so yeah, we played a little $50 buy-in with 7 people. And I ended up splitting with my buddy at the end. We were, he had a few more chips, but so we got a nice start there. And then we played a cash game throughout the entire game. Did very well this weekend.
Nice.
I walked out of there pretty much with an extra paycheck.
Tell me later.
Yeah. It was very nice. Played some good time. I'm seeing my friends that I used to play with every single weekend for 5, 6, 7 years. I mean, that's all we did. And their skills have diminished considerably. And, I've been playing just about every single night the last couple of years. So it's happened.
We'll see how.
Sticks.
Huh?
Playing for fucking matchsticks.
Matchsticks and bottle caps. And
Postage stamps.
Yeah, stamps.
Well, maybe we'll see how well your skills have evolved in March, I guess. Won't we?
Whoa, that's gonna be so fun.
Colonel loves the poker. We got all these other games to play too. We got to try out some of these other ones. But if I have to, I will take this motherfucker on heads up, Colonel. I'll do it. I'm ready, dude. This is like a Rocky.
I'm just gonna sit on my fucking couch and watch a movie or some shit.
This is like a Rocky comeback, dude. After Clubber Lang got him and then Drago got him. I'm ready for this bitch this time. It doesn't matter about his suckouts because I'm gonna crush him with the bluffs. That's what's gonna take him down.
Two-time champion.
Demonstrated the bluff this weekend and ruined.
Just like the Kansas City Chiefs, 2-time champion right here of the DCS semi-annual poker invitational. And he's back now. He was froze for a second.
I saw it going. I heard you going.
Snip, snip, snip. All right.
Kind of. I was like, here I go. But I never got the bar thing up here this time. So the modem is doing its thing. It's flashing. It's blinking. I don't know.
Indicates that it's working. So
yeah.
All right.
I'm here. So
let's get on with the show, gang.
Let's get on with the fucking show.
We got James in here. We got Tanya. We got Patricia. We got Tyrone. We got BK. BK.
Yes, he was unfortunate.
He was cursed all goddamn night yesterday.
I'll just say it, man, because he's probably not watching. My brother, his wife, 2 of the worst poker players on the planet. The rhyme or reason between what they do and why they do it will drive. If you know anything about the game of poker, it'll kill you. It is literally, they are the minefield that you've heard of. When you talk about poker tournaments, you got to avoid bombs and mines of bad play. And unfortunately, my cousin stepped right into it. BK a couple of times, straight in, head first. He landed on the grenade both times, and it wasn't a good day for him, poker-wise.
Oh, no.
Sorry, BK.
Yeah. Glad BK was able to feed your coffers for a little bit. Maybe.
Well, he fed the other guys. I kind of
maybe some of that'll come my way in March.
I don't know if you want BK on the felt. He knows what he's doing. He's just fucking very unlucky since December.
I'm not saying I want to play BK. I'm just saying I want to take whatever you won from him away from you, asshole.
I'll be putting it up. Don't worry.
All right. We got Peter Anthony in here. What's up, Peter? Oh,
yes, we saw the clip.
Says he's gonna have us fucks on his show soon.
What the fuck, I've been waiting.
We'd be honored to, man.
Oh yeah,
yes,
it'd be fun.
I did see the clip from the Roseblood behind the scenes stuff there, where me and Crank are kind of cutting it up a little bit, a little clip of it. So, thanks for that, man. That was funny.
Yeah, but he lost like at least a good 60 to 100 sales just by seeing your guys' fucking faces on the
My face.
previews.
It's just my face.
I ain't buying this fucking.
It was just his
movie.
face. Yeah, it was just his face on it. I don't know.
Shit, I needed to drop like 20 pounds, according to that video. Oh my God, was I that portly back then?
Oh, good Lord.
I don't know. Seems like clothes fit better now. I don't know, man. Maybe it was the angle.
Carrie's here from across the pond. Rosie's here. James is here. He's already throwing out some good 1975 titles. Autopsy is good giallo.
James, I went giallo almost exclusively on this. I got a lot of them on there, man. And at least I watched a lot of them. I don't know if they all made the list. But Autopsy, I'll say it. I didn't put it on mine. Not yet.
He says Black Moon is a trip. One of the best from 75, he would say.
I don't know if I even came across that one.
I missed one here. Peter says, FYI, tomorrow is the release of Valentine's Bluff.
I was going to get to that on the way out, but yes, My Bloody Valentine fan film, fuck yes. And it looks
I'll be
cool.
checking that out.
From what I've seen, I'm off tomorrow, so that's what I'm doing. And we've spoke to the creator of it and said, hey, you got to come on, and let's get it done. And now it's time to talk to the guy and get him over here so we can dissect this thing.
Stacy Lynn's here. She's been gone for a minute. She said, "Hey fam, been a minute. Welcome back, dear."
She's bettering her life.
That's good. Lorena's here too.
Oh my God!
Woo!
Dude, I can't do it.
Welcome back, dudes. Yeah, we Ziggy and I have been fighting the cold the last the last few days. So
it hit me. I started feeling like shit last Monday when we got done.
We need to wash our dicks better. We know.
Huh?
We need to wash our dicks better. We know before anyone says it.
But no. This is due to a coworker who thinks just because a cold's coming on and you do a couple of hits of NyQuil, you're no longer contagious. So let's just leave it at that. But by the time we got to the weekend, I was already okay. I mean, I had to, power through a little bit of shit. But Super Bowl Sunday, I was good because, man, I was ready to pull the plug on the whole fucking thing.
Your voice still sounds like shit today.
I do have the Barry White thing going on,
yeah.
But that's just this thing. Whatever it is, it just drains for 4 days, and it's going to raw your throat. There's nothing you can do about it. Avoid it if possible.
Yeah. Yeah,
Your coworker washes dick, son.
Both strains of the flu and the cold this year, I've heard, are amped up, gang. So be forewarned.
No fevers, no COVID or nothing. It's just a stupid ass fucking head cold that just won't quit.
Yeah. Congestion and a cough like for days.
I even really avoided the cough for the most part, but it's just raw as fuck, and I went through like 2 boxes of Kleenex, man. That was, but it's good now. I'm feeling better, and I know everybody is safe from yesterday because we didn't, we washed our dicks, frankly.
Oh yeah. I scrubbed mine right before the show.
Wash your dick and drink a glass of orange juice, guys. Come on.
Tommy Knocker, the horror guy's here. He says, "What's up, gents? My birthday was last Friday. Happy birthday, sir."
Well, happy belated birthday.
Was going to do a best horror videos of 77, his birth year, but I realized I haven't watched shit except for The Hills Have Eyes, of course. There's some good ones in 77. We did 77 already, didn't we? I believe so.
Let me get the research department on it.
All right. You get the research department on it. I'm pretty sure we did. Check that video out, Tommy, when you get a chance.
This one was all right, I thought. I mean, I've been teasing on my own page, kind of, hey, this is one for the old folks. But you kids get in here, you might learn something.
Yeah. Gory's here. What's up, Gory?
I guess McCrae ain't doing a video late tonight. He went early.
Not a late one.
Love it.
Oh, and I saw somebody else in there. Ken Slate was watching earlier. Happy birthday to Ken as well. And, yeah. All right. Let's move on to this part. Thanks to our members, our final girls and guys. If you want to become a member, check out deathcursesociety.com. We're in the middle of trying to get some changes and improvements made to the website. Stay tuned for that. But first off, thanks to our final girls and guys, Chris, Lorena, Christy, Patricia, Tanya, and Tyrone, and our crazy Ralph Raymond, and our camp counselors, S. Michael, Stacy Lynn, Orlando, Kiara, and Dave.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
And of course.
Ah, fuck you, buddy.
No, don't fuck them.
Well,
that's rude.
You gotta ask.
No, God, I'm not going down that route. So, top 5 of 1975. Interesting. This is 48 years ago, gang. Most of us weren't even, well, Ziggy was around. Actually, I was around too, but barely.
I love how you always omit yourself for when you're crapping on me for being old.
Done
it. It's the best.
Oh, shit.
But you are the oldest, so fuck you.
I was almost around.
75?
8 years later.
8 years.
Yeah.
9 years later. Sorry, damn near 10.
Jesus.
This must have been an interesting experiment for you. I don't expect you saw too many of these. Well, obviously not at first run, but I mean, a lot of this shit has appeared on some of those Saturday afternoon stuff. You know what I mean?
What Saturday afternoon stuff? That was long gone by the time I was growing up, dude.
Well, maybe in your area. Maybe in your area. How about the Saturday night ones? No?
I almost feel like we should let Colonel go first.
Get it out.
Just because I don't expect his list to take very long. Do you are you okay with that, there, Ziggy?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll save all the glory for you, old guys. As you like to say.
Crank, allow me.
Fuck you.
You wish. You can't afford this pussy. I'm just messing with you.
Whoa.
All right.
Whoa.
No.
What the hell is the matter with you anyway?
That's what my therapist is trying to figure out. So I pay her for. She said I'm OCD, one cool dude, so I like her. I keep going back. Not really. So, 1975, man. It was a great fucking year for horror. Not really. I don't fucking know. I'll be completely honest with you guys. Crank knows. Zag doesn't. How did I spend my free time this weekend? This week? Oh, that's right. I don't fucking have any. Ever. So, my plan to at least try to watch 5 films from 1975
didn't happen.
Fucking happen. You know what one movie I did try to watch because I put priority on this one movie was Jason Goes to Hell, Saturday night. Took me 5 hours because I kept falling asleep watching the fucking movie. So I'd have to restart it, fell asleep, leg back up, restart the fucking movie. That's where my time went this weekend. So here you go.
I watched that this weekend too.
Huh?
I watched that this weekend too.
Yeah, that's what I had to give it priority because there's no way. I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to watch. I wanted to try to watch at least 5 films from 1975 this week. And so coming in at number 3, because I have 3 fucking films that I can say for sure that I like and that I remember vividly. Like there's shivers, but I see that so long ago. I don't remember if I fucking like it or not. I can't put it on the list if I can't talk about the fucking movie. That's cheating the audience. That's cheating you guys. I'm not going to fucking do it.
Integrity, the Colonel's middle name.
Yeah, I can be like, here's number 5, Shivers. Here's number 4, fucking Flock of Seagulls or whatever the fucking movie was. Coming in number 3. Then I really started
Flock
talking
of
about
Seagulls?
movies. I don't know. I seen Death by Seagull or some shit on the list. So, yeah, coming in number 3, a movie I would love to see on the big screen because I'm sure it's a lot of fun. I've only seen it on the small screen on VHS growing up, and I dug it. And I'm not really a fan of musicals. Rocky Horror Picture Show. Obviously very memorable as a 15-year-old kid watching this for the first time. And I've watched it multiple times since. It's, like I said, it's entertaining. I hate fucking musicals. Like, usually people's like, what's your favorite musical? South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, because technically that is a musical.
Whew.
That's where I go with musicals. I'm not a fan. If it's on the stage, I appreciate it a hell of a lot more. Night of the Seagulls, that's it. Thank you, Lorraine. So yeah, take me to a Broadway play. I'll fucking love it. Take me to a playhouse. I'll fucking love it. I'll watch that shit. I'll eat it up. On TV, like movies, I just don't. Nah.
Yeah, I can get that.
It's hard for me to get into it. But we all know the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I don't even want to fucking go on and on about this. I really wish Kiss Meets Phantom of the Park came out this year, number 4, but they were just a year shy of their popularity. So
I will say you do have to see a screening of this with an interactive audience.
Dude, it looks
at
like
some point in your life.
It looks like so much fun in that little art house theater, like 10 minutes away, 15 minutes away from it. It shows it once a month.
Wait a
like
minute.
midnight. But of course, I work all the fucking time,
Wait
so I
a minute.
can't get over it.
Yeah.
Wait. You've
What?
never done the Rocky Horror Experience?
I would love to, but I've just never done it.
Let's see if it's happening somehow when we're down there somewhere.
The way you guys are going on and on, I can look it up. Because it's the same theater showing the Beyond, the composer cut this month.
I looked that up, Colonel, and it was one of the first 3 dates was Detroit, so I missed it.
Ah, fuck. See, man,
But seriously, I think that would be a fucking blast and a half to do that with watching him be able to experience it and
For the
hopefully
first time?
participate.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm down
I'm game.
for it. I'm good. I'm game. Shit. So, yeah, let's hurry up and get through my fucking very, very, very short list.
Proceed, sir. Sorry.
Coming in at number 2. Like I said, these are fucking movies these guys are having on the list, so I'm not going to go on. Trilogy of Terrors. Of course, little fucking Zuni Warrior. That scared the shit out of me.
Oh, jeez.
Scared the fucking shit out of me. So, of course, this is easily going to be on my list. It's one of the few movies to ever do that. That's not me bragging. It's just that little motherfucker and Reagan from The Exorcist fucking fucked me up. And I hate to say it, that's the only story I can even remember out of the trilogy. The other two, fucking no memory of
The
those.
second one is pretty trippy too. It's got like little lemon head creatures that are coming out and trying to drag this woman back into the wall and shit, and it's pretty disturbing, you know.
Oh shit!
Like she uses a camera to use a flash to blind them a little bit, but then they overcome her and gets hip on it, and they get her ass. It's a little disturbing for a kid again, you know. I'm surprised you don't remember that one.
That one's good for a rewatch pretty soon then, for you.
Yes, it is. Like I'll admit it. So like I said, so Shivers, because like I said,
Right.
watched it, but just nothing really stuck with me. Couldn't put it on the list.
Wow.
Coming in at number 1, here's the reason why you guys figured out why I'm going first, because I have very little to say. 75 fucking sucked. This is a movie I thought sucked for the longest fucking time. It was one of those things I thought was overhyped, like the Beatles. I was like, it was good, but I don't see why it's so fucking great. Until I watched it a couple summers ago at the beach
Yes, you did the
with
beach.
the kids.
Yes.
And even the location, I was just like, oh my God, this is such a good fucking movie. Like, what was I thinking as a kid? Like, this is such a good fucking movie. Jaws. Still not going to put it up there as like one of my favorite horror movies. But so fucking good, guys. I'm telling you, you guys already knew this.
It's
Well,
one
like I
of
said,
the
this
most.
is one of those boring, my parents liked horror movies. You know what I mean? So I was kind of like, it's kind of boring.
This thing kept getting released. Like it'd go and then it would come back for a limited engagement. They'd go back for 2 weeks. They back for a week, you know, and like for like 2 fucking years. So I got taken to see this in a theater. Young. And I want to say it was 76, 77 though by that time. It had already been out for a while. But you know, the kid mind, you know how it is. You don't really remember the the length and stuff when you're that age. So
Mhm.
it seems a lot longer. It might have been the actual run. I don't remember.
It felt like a 3-hour fucking movie when I was younger. Like
Yeah.
I just did not like it.
It's one of those perfect movies, though, because it set up so many different cliches or whatever, if you will, that are still kind of carried through to this day. For instance, not seeing the full monster until the third act.
Yeah,
that
that's
kind
like
of
an
trope.
old trope though too. I mean, if you watch a lot of the old Universal, not monster, but Universal horror movies, you didn't see the monsters till towards the end.
I don't know about that.
I think Jaws was a better fucking. I'm drawing a blank here. Reveal, most definitely. Like that was the better reveal. But like I'm saying, even in the '50s, you go back like you wouldn't see the aliens till towards the end of the movie, and
Well,
some of them.
in Jaws,
Some of them, yeah.
you know what you're dealing with, but then they throw that element of being isolated on the fucking water, man. That's what fucked with me, I mean, you got nowhere to go. You know what I mean? That thing's coming.
Right. And the water was such a commonplace location,
Yeah.
It wasn't like you're not in outer space. You can't go to outer space. You're not in Transylvania.
Everybody can relate to it. I mean,
Right. Everybody has been near a body of water. Maybe not the ocean per se, but a large body of water.
Let's also be realistic. I was not a very accurate depiction of a fucking great white shark. I'd be more terrified of a fucking whale than I would a great white shark.
Well, which is why they made Orca like the next year.
Exactly. But still, Quint's fucking monologue, man. That is where I put up there. Like that's one of the best monologues of all fucking time.
Well, I mean, look at that. You had fucking Richard Dreyfuss. I mean, this guy, quality award-winning actor in a early role and everything, and he killed it. And then, but that guy legitimately drunk every day on the set, and drunk when he gave that speech. I mean, known drunk, plastered, and he did that.
He was in character, man. He's a character actor. I appreciate that.
I just, and again, they're on that boat, and that's it. That's you ain't going nowhere, and somewhere around you, that motherfucker is out there, and that shit was a perfect formula. Even the plague of the production and stuff, which I'll mention a couple things when I get it. Jaws certainly made my list. I'm not sure where yet, but we'll see.
It's the night of. How do you not know where the fuck it is?
Playing coy,
But one last
show business.
I'm sorry, he'll probably have it like number 3. He's my fucking Glass Onion at number 1, even though it didn't come out in 1975. But it took place in 1970.
I have something that I would consider Glass Onion-ish for horror.
Oh, good God!
On my list.
But one last thing, then I'll shut up and I'll let the old guys take over.
What?
You heard me.
All right, I'm done.
All right, so I was setting you up to do it again. You should
Thank
fucking
you.
do it.
Appreciate it.
Okay, so but man, I really can't help but feel like Carpenter really took inspiration from this film when he wrote Loomis's monologue, especially thinking about the black eyes.
Maybe.
Well, it was just a few years. I mean, I'm sure they were kicking around the babysitter murders thing right around that time, or maybe even before that. Who knows? That's something we can ask Mr. Carpenter in May in Texas.
Yeah. Good list there, Colonel. You don't get the. You don't.
I don't even. I didn't even got the full clap.
Nope, you didn't even get the full short. The clip. You just got a little bit of it because.
Oh, and also real quick, we did do 1977 because I had Kingdom of the Spiders on there. I didn't look.
That's right.
That was a decent list.
That's all you had to say, William Shatner.
William Shatner. All right, I gotta scroll way back up for some of these. All right.
Where do you go next?
Well, I was supposed to go first tonight, but it doesn't matter. I don't care.
Yeah, it don't matter, man.
Yeah, I have a feeling. Majority of our lists are pretty close, so we could probably go in sync if you wanted to.
We don't need to save any time. I guess we could see what's going on. Is it like in the same fucking pecking order?
Almost.
Oh.
No, well, 3, 2, 1 are.
I'd say 3, 2, 1 obviously are going to be.
Your 4 is my 5, or no, I take that back. 2 and 1 are. Your 3 is my 4, and my 4 is your 3.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's pretty obvious.
But I have reasons for that too. I'll try to defend it. So when we get
it's
there.
pretty obvious though that number 1 of 1975 clearly Jaws. I mean, if there's somebody that ranks 1975 and doesn't put Jaws at the top, there better be a damn good reason for it.
Oh fuck! I gotta go, guys. I'll be right back. I'm just kidding.
All right, James. I knew this topic would really pull James in tonight too, because he's the classic horror fan of our viewers. I think one of them at least. One of the more vocal, especially. He
sees some stuff. He goes for the stuff that we might overlook sometimes.
Yeah.
The Killer Must Kill Again was definitely on my list. I just ran out of time. I didn't get to it. So.
Yeah, he says I recently watched Erotic Games of a Respectable Family. The Killer Must Kill Again and the Stepford Wives. Yeah, I saw one of those. And he says the Erotic Games, he had to go out of his way to find it. Yeah, a lot of these were not available as easily as I thought they would be.
Oh, one of them, dude, it was the shittiest of shitty copies on
yes,
YouTube.
And I couldn't even watch it all.
Well, then someone sent a better link of a better one.
Oh, okay.
S. Michael did, and that one was way better, man. It was a lot cleaner, But yeah, dude, that was made for TV, dude, and they like Kmart put out a fucking VHS of it. That's how I had it.
Oh God, yes, yeah. Colonel.
1 week too late, boys. March 18th for Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Are you kidding me?
I wish I was. 11:55 p.m. to 1:55 a.m.
Well, fuck it. I'm coming up a week early, Colonel. Make some room.
Man. Fuck it, come on, man.
I can't do that. I wish I could.
Yeah. That sucks.
All right.
That would have been fun.
Here we go. BK was 1 in 1975. Lorena was 2. Wow. Carrie was waiting egg in mum, born a few years later. Yeah. James says, me thinks Ziggy has a nice ciggy. Don't know how much he charges for autographs, though.
What?
Ziggy doesn't charge for autographs.
Oh, of course not.
Only I do.
Yeah.
It's Colonel.
Huh.
That's only like $1.50.
Gotta pay for my autograph, son.
No. He's standing there with a bucket and a sponge going, and a little screen there. He's going to wash you.
Squeegee?
Properly. Right. He's going to give you the Billy Zane treatment. By the way,
let me get your windshield.
I want to show those too before the night's over. I want to put those out there and kind of tease it a little bit because you might get some cool things in your prize packs the next couple of months from the DCS.
Yes,
got some new stuff in stock that's pretty fucking funny.
I like this one. Rosie says, I ran so far away.
I was thinking that too, but you know what? I'm a fan of the Tombs of the Blind Dead. I am. And this is like essentially part 4 to that series.
I've heard that, but I haven't seen all of those. So.
Right.
But yeah.
Incredible concept.
Colonel's mistaking the Night of the Seagulls for Flock of Seagulls is always a good joke to go to.
Looks like there's kind of a maze around there. It relates somewhat.
James says, I remember Race with the Devil being pretty fun. You can't go wrong with Warren Oates. That's true. And he has to rewatch Shivers. That is true also.
I made sure that was priority.
Yeah, Shivers was one I
wanted
watched
to make sure I remembered it how I thought I remembered it, and I did for the most part. So.
Well, and I had seen it not too far back because of the Cronenberg list we did last year sometime.
Yep.
So.
But then again, we've seen 150 movies in between that, so you know what I mean. So I was struggling. I was like, "Fuck, I gotta have to watch it." You know?
Yeah. Carrie says she's just discovered Yellowstone, so I've been watching that as my kids are poorly and needed to keep awake. I hope your kids get to feeling better.
Mm-hmm.
And watch that other video I sent you today. And by the way, if Dave is watching, thank you, Dave. Dave sent me a nice little Twin Peaks themed walkthrough video where this guy and his buddy went to a lot of the locations up in Washington State and were able to walk through the like Laura Palmer's house and a couple other locations that you don't normally get to go into. It doesn't sound like so. That was really cool. Thanks, Dave.
Right up your alley.
Oh yeah, and that's what he said. This might be up your alley.
Did he put A at the end of it? This might be up your alley, eh?
Hey,
He may have actually. I'll have to check the context.
he actually got to go and walk around.
In this house.
No, he didn't. But
Oh,
somebody he found something online. So, God,
They did.
don't bring that up again, please.
Oh,
That fucking
there's-
movie.
This is far from dead. This fucking thing. This is coming back, folks. This is gonna
James is throwing out all the recommendations here. He's got The Devil's Reign is pretty wild. Might be on the list here in a minute.
grab a pencil, folks, because this dude, he's a deep cut guy, man. And there she goes.
Yep, Lorena, Night of the Seagulls.
I can't. I'm sorry.
You can't sing right now.
Oh no.
I almost got kicked out. I almost got kicked out of the high school dance due to fucking flock of seagulls I ran. Believe it or not.
Why is that?
Because Grand Theft Auto Vice City was the big game at the time. So of course we had to DJ if you had it. And fuck yeah, he did. So me and my bunch of buddies started doing a fucking mosh pit to flock of seagulls. They thought we were fighting, so it was just slam dancing. You know what the fuck? That'll be young and dumb again. Now when I'm mosh, I fucking my knees hurt, my back is out. I can't do it.
James says he prefers Phantom of the Paradise over Rocky Horror. So there you go.
See.
I don't know. But
There was
Lorena
a lot.
says you got to do the Rocky Horror thing,
Oh yeah.
Colonel.
We're gonna get him there.
I fucking might the week before you guys come. I mean, I ain't gonna have nobody to go with. I'll just go solo, but
I mean, that would be cool, but you'll be a spectator. You know what I mean? It's cool if we could like cue you into a little bit of the inner dialogue that's wrapped around the movie because that shit is hilarious, dude. I mean, and
Oh, the crowd will do that.
I know that, but I mean, if he knows I couldn't hear what they were saying. I had to go look the shit up. I saw this when I was like 13,
Mhm.
and I was just going like, "Fuck!" I wish I could understand what the crowd is saying, because that shit is funny. You'd catch some of it, but then later on, once the internet blew up and everything, you could go and there's whole transcripts of what's said, when you say it, how you say it,
Yeah.
the songs, the moves, the dances. Fantastic.
Yeah.
You have to see it once like that.
Patricia wants to know, what about Cannibal the Musical, Colonel?
As much as I love Trey Parker and Matt Stone, I did not care for Cannibal the Musical. To be completely honest with you, that was a rough watch. I don't think I finished it.
All right. And she says, yep. Carrie says, you need to pop your Rocky Horror cherry. She's been 5 times.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. Oh, God, I can't even remember. Every Halloween, there used to be a place in Tulsa that would run it. And, yeah, me and my friends would go multiple times through the season to see that. So.
We went to it was a mall theater and had a big sign up that said, no squirt guns, no rice, no lettuce, no nothing, and
Nope. Bullshit.
and we were like, fuck. So we pulled the rice out and smuggled it in. And of course, the wedding scene happens and, I'm getting ready to throw this big handful of rice I have, and I see the usher coming my way. So I'm dropping it on the floor, trying to get it off my hand and everything. He's like, "What's in your hand?" I was like, "Nothing." He's like, "Let me see." I opened it up. He's like, "What's that?" And there was 5 or 6 rice on there. I went, "Rice." He's like, "Do you want to leave right now?" No. He's like, "Don't throw another thing." So yeah, I was kind of got chastised for participating.
I've been like, bro, you're a fucking usher at a movie theater. You have no fucking authority over me.
I would have just thrown it at the usher back in my day. Tarek says, I used to hang out with the Lansing area Rocky Horror crowd in the late 90s. Never did it, just hung out with them at Theo's restaurant afterwards.
Wow, Theo's. That's a fucking memory.
There's a callback for you, you murder mitten folks.
Good stuff, man. Good food.
All right. Oh, okay, there it is. Carrie's also got her list, no particular order: Jaws, Shivers, Rocky Horror, Picnic at Hanging Rock, and Poor Pretty Eddie. Not bad. There we go.
I never heard of that.
Where'd it go? Okay. There we go. Lorena says there. Picnic at Hanging Rock and Poor Pretty Eddie, two very different and superior movies. Tarek says Jaws is inescapable. It's one of those that even if you don't like it, you have to respect it for a million reasons. At least a million.
The fucking making of it is absolutely just as fascinating as the movie.
Yeah.
The making of the movie is fucking fascinating.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. There's a little doc that they have that they shot, and it's everyone's like, this thing is gonna fucking bankrupt the studio. I can't believe it. This Spielberg guy's gonna be out on his ass.
From Cincinnati originally, by the way.
Matea says, I was afraid to go in the pools because of Jaws.
Oh, Matea, don't make me start telling stories about Florida, sir.
Lorena's got her top 5. She says number 5, Shivers. Number 4, Deep Red. Number 3, Jaws. Number 2, Trilogy of Terror. Honorable mentions, Picnic at Hanging Rock, Stepford Wives, and Poor Pretty Eddie. And number 1, you notice how Jaws is number 3 on her list, right?
I do.
I would expect nothing less from Lorena.
I already have an apology on this next comment, but number 1, sorry, Crank, The Giant Spider Invasion.
Wow. That's not surprising, though. I mean...
Yeah, filmed in Wisconsin, so...
Yes.
She has a reason.
And,
But I did watch that. Spoiler alert, it did not make my list. Sorry.
That I'm not surprised at all.
No.
All right. Patricia says sometimes the idea of a monster is better than the actual monster. This is true.
Blair Witch.
Right. Here we go. Patricia's list. She says number 5, Deep Red. Number 4, Shivers. Number 3, Trilogy of Terror. Number 2, Jaws. And number 1, The Rocky Horror. She wants to go so bad, it looks like.
You find one if we're coming to Living Dead weekend. Find one there.
Well,
We'll fucking do it as long as Colonel's there.
Did you see what else is going on in, I think it said June, up in New Jersey?
Yes.
Oh, dude, the overnight stays are already fucking sold out, bro.
I know, and they were $1,800 a pop.
Yeah, already looked. I was like, ooh.
Oh, the Friday the 13th thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's people on their Disney going, yeah, once in a lifetime, every 2 years.
It's true. I mean, it happens a lot.
Maybe not with this group though, because Adrian was going to be there, Jenny was going to be there, John Fury was going to be there,
You ever get
several others.
To go as a press unit to cover it, something like that? Yes, but I don't want to. I'm not.
I'm still mad. I've won the opportunity to purchase tickets and never been able to go. It's like, motherfucker.
I remember that. That was like right when we first started. You won that lottery.
Yeah, that was 19 or 20.
Bullshit, 19. Yeah, because the summer of 20, everything was shut down.
Oh, yeah. And Patricia's honorable mentions, Eyeball, with the most irritating soundtrack ever, Bug, good one, and Criminally Insane.
Insane.
Good list, ladies. Good list.
Yeah. Can't get to it. There we go.
You almost got yourself a Judge Smales there for taking too long. I was right on it.
Hold on. Tarek says, LOL, $1.50 for a Colonel signature, and he'll send it to you in Times New Roman. Goddamn right.
The calligraphy and shit.
Goddamn right.
With a quill, it'd be all.
Fucking sweet, man. I already got my fucking stamp for the fucking.
Yep. The wax. Washest thou dicketh. Right?
Washes thy Richard.
Good God. Here's an interesting question. If you guys were a Rocky Horror character, which one would you be?
Riff Raff.
See, I was.
You're
gonna say
already
riffraff.
riffraff, so
Frank's
I-
riffraff. For sure.
I mean, fuck, he just needs a fucking bottle of fucking baby powder and he's done.
I need a shoulder, a fucked up shoulder, a hump. Colonel?
I guess based on fucking Bill, it'd have to be fucking Meatloaf. Who else could I fucking be? It's like, But then I got crushed to the wall on a fucking motorcycle. It's not so bad.
There you go.
Well, I mean, he could be Brad because, Brad is.
Asshole!
That's part of the thing you say every time he introduces himself. Hi, my name's Brad.
Asshole! Yeah, that's true.
This is my wife, Janet. Slut!
So he's like, I want to be Janet. Just messing with
How about you, Ziggy? Which character are you?
I guess if you take riffraff.
Fuck yeah, I'm taking riffraff. Fuck you.
Fuck.
You bald and old
I
fuck.
ain't-
Yeah, it must have to be Brad, really.
He can't be Frank?
It's so funny. It's bold. I don't want to be Frankenfurter. I don't swing that way. Well,
I know I mentioned this in the past.
I guess I got to take Brad, man. I guess
Yeah,
that's
you gotta
the one
take
that,
Brad.
And fuck it, I'll be.
Asshole!
Better than being Janet.
I don't have a slut button, so
I know. Damn it, Janet.
that will be remedied next week.
I know I mentioned this a while back, but they here in Oklahoma they were wanting to do a new version of Rocky Horror, and this was years ago. They kept asking me to play the Frankenfurter part, and I was like, no, I can't do that. I can't do it, man. This probably would have been in the mid 2000s. It's like I like the movie, I like the play, I just can't play that role. There's enough rumors going around about me already. I don't need that out there.
Like, wow, he was really, really good at that.
It's acting.
Acting.
This is okay. I'm not sure what to think about this comment here, but we're gonna get into it. Jay says, last night I dreamed Red Crank worked at a video game store. The store was a couple miles from my mom's house. I had been going to the video game store for a while and became friends with Crank. I have to travel for something, and when I get back, I go visit my mom. When I get there, the house is in disarray, and the lighting was dark and dark red inside. So I find a note written in blood taped to the door of a safe, and it says, look in the safe. So I look in the safe and see 2 clear plastic bags full of, I hope this continues
He's fucking with it.
to a part where I can see. Okay.
There it is.
2 clear plastic bags full of body parts. One bag was my mom, and the other was a dog named Hemi that I had, who died a couple years ago. My sister comes by with a duffel bag I used a lot in a past life and says, nobody wants you to do this, but we know we can't stop you. I pull out the 2 pistols from the Punisher movie that had Thomas Jane in it, and I say, I'm going to fucking kill him. Turns out Red Crank is a serial killer and skipped town when he found out I was after him. I waited all day to tell this to you guys.
Crank.
You dick!
What the fuck, Hampton? You don't even know this guy, man. I can't even.
Jesus.
No, man, I think he nailed it, man. I mean,
Hey.
Dude, I'm telling you, it does fucking fit Crank.
It
I'm not
fits.
gonna lie, it fits fitting.
wow.
What the fuck does that mean?
I'm just saying, if one of us was to be a serial killer, I'm betting on you, dude.
Probably the most cerebral fella. I
Okay.
agree
That's
with
the way
this.
you think.
Yeah.
It wasn't a video game store, but I did used to work in a video store, so there is that. And I did become close to many of the customers that would come in on a regular basis because I was always the chatty Cathy up there. But okay, fine. I'm a fucking serial killer. Don't go in my basement.
Jay, if anything happens to us, you know what to do.
Jay, that's interesting. I like that story, but fuck. No. No. Lorena said, I knew the woman who did Columbia in the Milwaukee show for years. She'd be riffraff. Oh, and Carrie is saying thanks to Dave for sharing that video, and thanks, yep, and for me, yeah, all right, thank you. Almost through with the comments here. James says, I Don't Want to Be Born, a.k.a. The Devil Within Her recorded, so I'll be revisiting that soon. That'd be good.
It sounds familiar, too. It might be one of my Weird Brothers collection.
He also says, everyone needs Mary, Mary, Bloody Mary in their life. Patricia says, I own the Rocky Horror Picture Show record collection with the callbacks on the sleeves and the comic book collection. Nice.
Oh, man.
That's a collector's item right there.
Look at that.
And she says, Magenta is her favorite Rocky Horror character. James says, I'm going to get Wolf Guy from Grindhouse Videos since they're having an Arrow video sale.
I saw that, man. Boy, they're blowing that shit out.
Yeah, they are. Lorena says, I'm just impressed that you watched Giant Spider Invasion. And again, apologetic. Yeah.
See, that's the kind of shit I loved, that one was made for TV too, wasn't it?
I think so. But
yeah.
Good God. The effects were so fucking bad.
Is that the one where it's walking down the road and it's just the legs are just going?
Yeah, but the people are covering it up so you can't see the people underneath it throwing the legs around.
Yeah.
And the one where the girl goes into the barn and it just kind of like slides off the upstairs, like the barn rafters or whatever. Somebody's just behind it and pushes it off and it falls on her.
They were just, again, those made-for-TV movies had no fucking budgets. I'm surprised they even attempted to take something like that on with a giant fucking spider.
Oh Lord. It was entertaining, but I could not put it anywhere near my top 5.
It was entertaining for a 5-year-old, 4-year-old. For me, that yes.
Oh, there we go. Nice. Patricia's got some marketing idea. Start selling a shower scrubber that says, don't get sick, wash your dick. A loofah.
Yes, but it's in the shape of Colonel's face and beard, right?
No. That would be you. Well, I was going to say, that's a perfect idea. We just slap a sticker on it, buy a bunch of fucking pocket pussies in fucking bulk, slap our logo on there, stuff a loofah in it, and guys just fucking clean their dick off in the shower. Two for the price of one, man. No, and no. I would be interested in looking at stamping some soap with that somehow and selling that. I'm still leaning towards the pocket pussy idea. Of course you would, but no. BK wants to know, and I'm changing the subject. Off topic, binging The Last of Us. Anyone else seen this? Thoughts? I have not seen it.
Saw a few episodes. It's all right.
I am waiting for the season to end so I can binge watch them all. I love the fucking game, and so I'm really looking forward to it. But I'm paying for a streaming service. I don't want to wait weekly to watch a fucking show like it's on fucking broadcast TV. So I'm just waiting. I'm waiting it out.
Hey,
I've heard good things.
This is the exact strategy I applied to Game of Thrones when they kept saying, "Oh fuck, I got to wait 2 years for the next season." I was like, "Fuck it, I'm not watching any of this." And now, 10 years later,
watch it all.
I'm blowing through it. I'm in the season 4 now, and I love it. It's great. Everyone was right. It's amazing.
Fuck, you guys won't be in town for that. Never mind.
Jay says, I know he's a serial killer. I knew it. And Tarek says, look, I didn't kill that many people, attributing that to me.
They deserved it.
They probably did.
That's what the voices said.
Stop. Stay out of my head. There's Dave. Good evening, Pete's here for a check-in.
Canada Dave.
Dave, get back to work.
And he says, the penis pumice stone.
Hey, we can put a fucking penis pumice stone on the fucking other side of it.
That's pretty good.
Good God. James said, I don't know if he meant to do this, but he says, bug is worth infesting in.
He meant to do that, and I fucking love it. Thank you, James.
If you want to be on the nose, though, make fest like Capitals next time, and
I think it's
lands perfect. By the way,
I quit. I quit. I quit.
I quit, Mr. White.
Uh-huh. All right. Tarek says, oh my God, yes, a fleshlight and a tube of hand soap in a baggie, hygiene by Colonel, $1.50.
Shit, I'm raising those prices, son. That's too low.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it. We got Harry's razors. Why not Colonel's fucking dick washer?
That's right.
And Lorena,
$6.69.
Lorena says they transformed a VW bug into a spider. Impressive. No.
Flashing
Ziggy,
train crossing. Yeah.
let's get us back on track with your top 5 list
Wow.
of 1975.
Right. I get to shit on your list then. That's cool. All right.
Well, like I said, we can almost do these together. Like you do 5, I do 5.
Okay. And then let's do it. It's for something different. We'll mix it up a little bit. All right. Yeah. See you later, Colonel. We'll be back in a little bit. There's a ton of movies here, and I've seen a lot of them, of course, leading up to it. But I was like, man, I have to dive in and rewatch a lot of these, and I did. I was knocking out 2 or 3 a day while I was kind of down with the sickness, The pause and talk a loogie up here. But number 5. This one was a made-for-TV movie, and one that just a couple of scenes. It's kind of a gumshoes, investigative. It's almost like a mystery, but
Glass Onion?
Yeah, Glass Onion from 1975. It has some terrifying moments in it, though, that absolutely push this over the line for horror and things that haunted me in my nightmares after watching this fucking movie. It's called The Dead Don't Die. Not the one with Bill Murray and Brody. That guy right there on the cover. Jesus. Basically, there's a voodoo going on, or there's a spell, and this cat can control dead people. This other guy's trying to figure out why, but the scene in question was he gets trapped in a funeral home, and this body starts talking to him. It's dead body, and then it gets up and starts coming at him and does the whole slow pan where it's George Hamilton, by the way, is the star of this movie.
Right.
And the zombies walking towards him so slowly, and man, it did give me some trauma back to my youth. I was like, oh my God. And later on, he's in the cemetery looking at an open grave, and the guy comes right at the camera, right in your face. And I nearly shit my pants back then. And I was surprised that those scenes remained creepy even now, even 40-something years later. It was still good. I still enjoyed it. So, I mean, that's my number 5, The Dead Don't Die. Great.
I did not get a chance to see that one. I know S. Michael and you even sent a link at one point.
That was the fuzzy ass. That's the one I watched. It was like, oh.
Yeah. I will go back and watch this because I am curious to see it. But it did not make my list. My number 5 ended up being Rocky Horror. And I know we've already talked about it a bunch. Don't necessarily need to go on any further with that.
Give us a favorite story from your attending one of the performances, something crazy that happened that you witnessed in one of the screenings of Rocky Horror.
Yeah. What was one of mine?
Yeah, one of yours.
Oh, dude, there was almost always a fight that would break out at some point. Like, and a lot of times it was the ushers,
wow,
that were there,
were
trying to calm a few people that were getting a little bit out of hand down, and they would literally get thrown out the back door most of the time. Like, they would just be like dragged down. The usher would be dragged down and then thrown out the back door. And then somebody a lot of times would be watching the exit door for that asshole to come back and not let him in.
I became aware of Rocky Horror was in the movie Fame. Remember they got involved and did it in Fame? Mm-hmm. In this one scene, not the whole thing. They did Time Warp or something, which is a great song, by the way.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it was years later before I found it too. But I'm saying this because Rocky Horror is not on my list.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But my number 4 would be Deep Red. And it's one that I had not seen. A lot of these I hadn't seen until we started doing this list. Probably, well, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, half my list I had not seen until last week. But I really dug this. You talk about a gumshoe kind of story in The Dead Don't Die. This one has kind of that interesting mystery to it as well. This is Argento, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And it's got that Argento style. Some weird characters.
Right.
But
it's not his best. Interesting
story. So.
And some pretty good effects.
Some very good effects, yeah. I need to go back. I need to like do a deep dive at some point into Argento, and I already did Fulci most of Fulci's movies a couple years back. But I need to really jump in with Argento and just spend some time with some of his films because the ones I have seen, I've dug.
He's good, but he has more bad ones than good ones, in my opinion. You know, and that maybe that's something we can do here up in the future and just get all over Argento and
maybe, yeah,
figure it out. You know, what's the list? What's the must sees? Because there is a lot of crap in there.
Fair enough.
My number 4, yes. Again, we talked about it a little bit earlier, and it didn't make Colonel's list, but I do dig it. I recognize this as one of Cronenberg's. It's on the path, man. Shivers. And it's a trip, you know? I mean, because I can almost see, like, the sadness being inspired by this. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because of what it is. I mean, it just gets you really... It's like a parasite. But it makes you want to, you know...
Rape.
Yeah. Huh?
It makes you want to rape.
Rape, fuck. But past that...
That's something a serial killer would say, Crank.
Yes. I wasn't going to say it, man. That's what I was trying to find the right word.
No.
The killer speaks. What can you say? No, yes, but the parasite, it wants to get involved and infect everybody. It wants to take over everything and eliminate everything. So it's that Cronenberg kind of body horror shit that he really took it out. You know, I mean, it's funny that like 5 years later we're getting Videodrome. You know what I mean? So but this is a good start. I mean, I think if you're a Cronenberg fan, it's must watch. You got to see it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly where I put this on my top 5 list for Cronenberg, but I know it was on there. And probably just for the bizarro, nightmare of that being what the parasite makes you want to do.
Yeah.
To pass the parasite on.
And that's what I mean. That's what totally, I was like, fuck, this is the sadness must have somehow seen this and used some of that, you know. I mean, because
the tamed down 1970s visual of the bathtub scene.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Jesus Christ, Cronenberg, you fucking sadistic fuck.
He's going to be in the cell next to you once all this comes out, man.
Would you shut? All right. Well, you're number 3.
My number 3, you just covered Deep Red. And I mean, Argento, I had, I tried, like I told you, I had a lot of Giallo. I watched a lot of them anyway. A lot of them I didn't put on here, but this is definitely qualifies. And this was also the first time that Argento worked with Goblin for the soundtrack. And so that is notable and very noticeable. That when you watch it, you'll start picking that up.
Well, there's one scene though that the same music loop goes on for like 3 minutes, and then it's so funny because it's like for 3 minutes, and then at one point he like knocks something off a shelf and it like crashes down and it stops the music. It's just like, oh damn. And then the character looks up, and it picks right back up. I'm like,
and they thought that was the greatest when they were doing that shit, But yeah, a little bit lame. And
if you try to keep up with that beat with Colonel's cockbrush, see if you can last the whole 3 minutes.
Oh wait.
3 minutes.
We have no control over the Colonel tonight, folks. I am sorry.
Not tonight. Or any other thing.
At least you don't have to worry about being killed anyway. What?
Not until March, you assholes.
That's right.
Oh, fuck, that's right. It's next month. Better start being Frank. I didn't mean none of that. I was just kidding.
I offered to get my own fucking Airbnb too.
Remember,
dicks.
that was fucking Jay.
Just remember, you're in my house.
Yeah.
I'll home alone in this shit. You ain't gonna fucking get me.
Colonel, I'm going to need to know where all the weapon catches are in the house, especially down in the Evil Dead cellar.
You think I haven't seen your basement, but maybe I have, Colonel.
No, fuck that. I saw it. There's at least 3 bodies down there already. At least.
Assholes. No, I was happy with Deep Red. So, no, you hit your.
I just did 3.
Okay, well,
Oh,
let's
you
do
went
2
5, 4.
together.
You want me to go 3, 2?
We can do. Well, let's just do 2 together.
Okay. It's the same, right?
Yeah, 3, 2, 1.
Trilogy of Terror. Yes.
Go ahead and start, though.
All right. Yes. What can you say? Another. Pretty sure this.
Made for TV.
This was made for TV. Okay.
Made for TV, yes.
I think. Maybe not. It's a little hazy. I don't remember. It seems like I saw this in a theater, but I might be just remembering it wrong. Yeah. I mean, this is 3 stories. Karen Black's in all of them, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's good though. They make her look different. And yeah, the first couple they're okay, but boy, you get to the Zulu fucking attack doll and Warlord. It's just, God, man. I mean, how could you not lift your feet up off the floor in this scenario, especially being younger? And this shit is gonna haunt you as a kid. This was terrifying. This was horrible, man. This was the worst ever. This is like one of those ones, if they did show it on the Saturday afternoon, you were like, fuck. And then even Karen Black's fucking face when she's got the goddamn teeth with the knife,
at the
digging
end,
it into the floor like that, waiting for mom to come home.
Yes.
Fucking crazy.
This fucking thing haunted my fucking dreams for years. But I couldn't help but watch it every fucking time it came on. It was one of those kind of things, I'll be honest, this may be one of those films that even prior to Friday the 13th, part 1 and 2, this may be the real epicenter of what made me love horror, is this film. Because I remember watching this entirely fucking way too fucking young. Maybe before I was even in school, man.
Yeah.
That kind of age. And it was, and it was just that bit. I don't remember, I didn't remember any of the other 2 parts of the story until I was in my teens or early 20s, working in the video store.
The first one, what was the first one about? Because that
the college.
The college, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. And then the second one was the little creatures that dragged her away, and the camera flashes were almost saved her. And then,
Man, sorry to interrupt you guys, but what's a newer movie? I know we watched it. I don't know. I don't think you guys did watch it. Have you guys seen The Lair on Shudder yet?
I did watch that, yeah.
I haven't.
You think it's funny they're using the camera, fucking taking pictures to get the fucking monsters away, the fucking Polaroid or whatever?
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay. I mean, hell, if they went 46 years in between using that bit, that's all right. Fuck.
When I did work at Blockbuster, I remember we got we got a magazine like once a month that was like for the managers to tell us what was coming, what talking points we needed for each movie, blah, 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 blah. And in this one year was this image or something very similar to this image right here. And it brought back, I'm 20, I was maybe 19. But I see this image in this book, and just all those fucking nightmares just came flooding back to me. And I started talking to all the people that worked with me, and even like managers older than me, and then, the people that worked under me, younger. And I was like, do you remember this? This thing fucking I forgot this movie even existed. And that was when, because they were releasing it on VHS for the first time, like ever or whatever. And it was fascinating. And I watched that so many times when it came out, man, just to get it back again. It was great. You're muted.
Jackass.
So that kid, I had a big cough I had to get rid of. The thing is, she's so dead quiet. All you hear is the clock ticking and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kim's running out.
And Child's Play stole a lot of the camera work from that.
Modern times, it's a little silly now. Okay? It is. But you can plug into that how you felt instantly if you let it. And it'll take you back there.
Mm-hmm.
That little fucking guy in the camera shaking, running at you. You just see her feet. Her trying to get away, stabbing, and that, man. Nightmare.
For TV in 1975, that was pushing the fucking boundaries, but it was great.
Yeah.
Anyway. I guess I'll do my
All right.
honorable mentions, because the honorable mentions are a little different. But I won't talk too much about these very much.
Yeah, just mention them, and you got a memory maybe with it.
My first one, again, some of the members recommended a few for me to try out and check out. Some I was able to get to, and this was one of them, The Devil's Reign. Oh, there it is. The Devil's Reign. Ernest Borgnine. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I like Ernest Borgnine. And a rare appearance of Anton LaVey actually playing a devil worshiper in this movie.
A little stretch for him.
Right.
Wow.
Right. Yeah. I hope he was able to pull it off. But yeah, this was a fun movie. Some good makeup. The effects, obviously dated, but some decent makeup to it, and a good story. And this is the one with William Shatner in it too, I believe. And of course, this was before he goes too over the top with everything, but there's still some over the top moments with him. It's just great. The other one was another one that was recommended, Night of the Seagulls, honorable mention number 2. This is just a creepy fucking film, and it's still pretty effective, 48 years later. Obviously, the like I said, the first one, the effects not great, but still a well-told story.
Is there, in fact, a flock of seagulls in this movie?
There
was, but here's the thing: when the people saw him, they ran. They ran so far away.
I bet they just couldn't get away, could they?
No.
Colonel Crank's just killing it tonight.
He is.
I forgot he's armed with buttons too now.
I hate you all. I hate you all. Last honorable mention for me. I can't remember who recommended this, but I looked it up, and it was. And I enjoyed the shit out of this. Footprints, or also known as Footprints on the Moon. More of a psychological thing. You don't really. I still am not quite sure I know what the fuck happened in this movie, but I dug it because it was different. And the woman in it is going through this identity crisis, and she plays it off very well. I enjoyed it quite a bit. So,
Not
Ziggy.
bad. Yes, my honorable mentions. Let's see. One of them's from TV. I'll start with that one.
Okay.
First one up. This is something I saw. Me and my sister, I remember watching it, and I fell asleep and missed the big ending. And she was telling me all about it the next morning. Like, oh, man, so it happened. And the reincarnation of Peter Proud. It was made for TV. It's exactly what you think. A guy gets reincarnated, and he's solving his own murder. And as he revisits the places where these traumas happened, he's left alone. He no longer has the visions, or the repeating visions and stuff of it. So, and he ends up hit. The main trauma is his death, and it's in a boat in a lake, and there's a person you can't see killing him with an oar, and he drowns. And then you come to find out that he is indeed this guy reincarnated. The woman that killed him is there, and to get off the vision, he goes to recreate the same thing he did. The bitch gets him again and shoots him this time. So I mean, it was like, oh my god, man! It was such a big mind fuck for a young guy like myself. So, but unforgettable. I never forgot it. Him going, "No, Marcia, no!" And that was the big replay that you'd never see her face when he died until the end.
Oh shit,
dude!
Damn it, man! Now I got to put this on my list to watch.
Yeah, not bad, man. My second one is the Glass Onion comparable, a little bit, not too hoary, but pretty cool, man. The Stepford Wives. It's been cloned 1,000,000 times. And it's just such a great story, interesting story. Fantasy for some guys, maybe. I don't know. But it's if you've never seen it, you got to see what it's all about and see why it just won't go away. It keeps getting redone, reimagined, based on anything you can really think of. This concept has been wore to death. But the original, very cool. Very fucking cool. Let's see here. Let me clear my throat. 1 second, please. All right.
Cranks on the computer. Says
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. I did 2 for my last honorable mentions because I caught Patricia recommended one of these at the last minute, and it became my last movie I watched before we did this list. So I wanted to give Crank a day to put it together. So I watched Eyeball.
Oh.
And yes, we got a killer chasing down tourists and stabbing their eyes out. And, by the way, a lot of these movies in 75, tits galore everywhere. Did you notice this, Frank, in your movies you were watching?
I did that, and also sexism galore.
Well, yes.
Misogyny and oh my god.
I can't tell if right now.
Mid-2000.
Stepford Wives, especially.
Yes.
Holy shit!
That's why I say fantasy, for males that are
right.
broken.
Now I do understand that there was some dialogue in Stepford Wives that was added to. I'm going to throw that poster back up for a second. That was added, for the effect of making it feel more like a woman's film. But Jesus Christ, if you ever listen to your father or your parents, talk about, well, I remember back when men were men. And I guess the 70s were the time, if that's what they're talking about, because good Lord. So, some of these movies would not carry over very well to this new generation at all.
Well, I mean, I even thought they stuck to the remake of the Stepford Wives was kind of, they stuck with that. They did.
It was so much of a comedy, though. I watched both versions last week, so yeah. What, Colonel?
So I have a question about Eyeball.
Yeah,
it's about a serial killer. Does it have it take place in Oklahoma? Preferably a college town.
No. Unfortunately, this one is a fuck you too. This one's overseas at there's tourists going to this area, and yeah.
Now I got to scroll all the way back up.
Yes, but I will say that one I did identify. I mean, I'm sure everybody did. I identified the killer pretty fucking quick in that movie.
Eyeball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like a dead giveaway pretty early. My final honorable mention, we talked about it a little bit already. Night of the Seagulls. Tomb of the Blind Dead Part 4. And it's just cool. Knights that were some kind of sick knights back in the old days, the Dark Ages, sacrificing women. What?
So do you think those were their knights?
Right. And they do these rituals to, I'm assuming, sustain their life, but then it goes to modern times, and they are now just like all the Tomb of the Blind Dead, they're those kind of dry looking skeletons, still wearing their armor and swords and everything. So they show up to get fresh versions, and the town's kind of feeding them. It's good, man. It's just a good, creepy ass, very atmospheric story. So if you want to see a good one, out of the 4, I don't know. This one's pretty strong, man. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and watch those earlier ones, but again,
And
but
afterwards, remind me what the other 3 are, because I want to maybe
Yeah.
go back and watch those too.
I mean, yeah, it's fine. But yeah, that's if you're looking for zombie nights, yeah, man, you can't go wrong with the Tombs of the Blind Dead. So I mean, or Night of the Seagulls here in this case, and there are seagulls in it,
There are seagulls.
and there's a flock, and they fly, but they don't fly at night. You know, something's up if they're flying at night. All right, Crank, we got
Walking Nights of the Seagulls. Sorry.
Yeah. There's no mystery or anticipation about what number 1 is, though. That's what's bad about our
What's
list.
on you?
from 1975. Halloween. No, it's Jaws. Of course, it's Jaws.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
Of
this
course.
is one of the rare years where hands down, nothing was better than this. From the impact that it did worldwide to oceans to lakes to bathtubs to swimming pools, that's an
For
effect.
some.
That's mass hysteria from a fucking movie, and that's pretty fucking cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Just if you guys are ever curious, though, if you're ever out in the ocean and you get attacked by a shark, you know, Colonel's flashlight makes a hell of a shark weapon. So the shark deterrent. You just bop them in the nose, a couple quick strokes, they'll fucking leave you away. They'll just go away.
I thought of something really gross to say, but I'm not gonna say
I'm
it.
not going to
Yeah.
say it. I'm not going to do it. Anyway, there's our
There you go.
combined top 5
That
of
wasn't bad.
1975.
Guess we both give us a loud applause there, Frank.
Good list, gentlemen. Good, exact same list.
Well, it's
They weren't
stunning. I
quite
mean,
the exact same.
Nah,
one time where Crank and I are in the same universe, where it's usually you and I that are on the same kind of page. You know,
I know it was odd.
you were the
I'll
odd
be
man.
honest, I thought I was going to be the only one with Rocky Horror on my list. I really did.
You don't give me enough credit, asshole.
I'm
No,
not
I
gonna
don't.
say number
Like I
6.
said, I'm a very cultured gore whore. Okay, yes, I love gore, but I'm cultured as well. I like to go to the ballet and shit. Shit, Alice in Wonderland's playing this month. I might have to go check it out sometime. I love the fucking ballet and stuff like that.
I saw Riverdance. Does that count?
That counts.
No.
I'm not white enough for Riverdance.
It was for the tribal drums, dude. That was the shit that attracted me to it.
God damn it, Colonel.
I let him go. I just ignore him, and that's the. he
I
goes
know.
away, you know?
I know. Fuck. All right. All right. Here we go. I think this is the back part. Faye says I'm wearing the same shirt, Crank. That's right. Available at deathcursesociety.com.
It'll cost you 18 bottle caps and a book of matches.
That's
And a
right.
bottle of bottom shelf.
And if we run out of cooking tubes, guess what's getting rolled into? That's right. The flesh.
James says, I've mainly been focusing on 1980 as far as retro years go, but I will check out some from 75. We don't go back to the 70s very often, but we're almost done with, I think we've only got like 4, 3, 2, and, well, I guess we got half the 70s still
We've
left.
knocked out most of the 70s when I was looking at that list to see if we cover 77. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think we've done everything 75 towards 80 now. So,
Yeah,
I'll look at-
shit, we need some more 90s stuff.
yeah,
Yeah,
well, the next one will be a 90s one for sure.
We got one in the 60s, didn't we? Do like
Well, we
did
did
the whole
these
decade.
60s. Yeah,
we did the decade.
We did these 60s, yeah. Where is that?
We're gonna have to
list?
do the 50s like that at some point.
There it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, we did 71, 72, 74, now 75, 76, 77, 78, and 79. So we've only got
73.
like 73 and 70 left. So, good Lord, guys.
Well,
What do we do then?
start over again.
No.
No, we'll reinvent ourselves with that.
The next, the second five of 1975.
Yeah. The next. Yeah.
Well, we still have a lot of the 90s to cover, a lot of the early 2000s,
Oh, of course.
2010s.
Of course.
So we got enough to keep us going for another 2-3 years.
And who knows when the next we're going to get involved in it. We got interviews booked for 8 weeks straight again and shit, you know?
No, we don't, asshole.
Not yet, but it could happen. It happened before.
It'll happen again.
We were off the list for a long time, 5-6 weeks.
Trying to keep things kind of more balanced now when it comes to booking.
We are agents of chaos. Chaos breeds.
I'm aware because I've been trying to get you guys to help me get more organized for the last few weeks, and it's not working.
I've been jumping in there. I got.
Oh, okay.
I timed it.
You got in finally?
No, my confirmation. I timed it 40 fucking minutes every time.
Huh?
It's not instant.
No, but I'm in there now. I just got something from regarding airfare to Texas though. I want to talk to you about.
No, we got a few things to talk about afterwards, but
yeah.
James says, I would argue that Deep Red is Argento's most Hitchcockian film, but I should revisit it. Well, I need to watch more, but yeah, it's pretty Hitchcockian, I could say.
It's based on. It kind of show you what the hell's going on right away. So yeah, I can't argue with that completely. I can, having just watched it again, so got something there.
The Zuni doll, that's right, super creepy. Fuck yes, it is. That was Patricia, by the way. BK says my wife still cannot watch it because of that little bastard. Dude, it was that movie freaked me out. And then, like I talked about last week or the week before, I can't remember now, but the day after, that movie freaked me out. Those were the two movies that really kind of like got under my skin and gave me the heebie-jeebies, if you will. Everything else, I knew it was fake. I could tell it was fake, even as a kid. You know, I could figure it out. But
you know what I did notice was some of the different films that, you know, not all of them took place in 75 or that area. Some of them were earlier or different timepieces, but some of those movies did transcend what they were doing. You know, it didn't just the clothing and stuff. It didn't just feel like a straight 70s. Some of them abso-fucking-lutely did, but I did find it like some of them did kind of get away from it. You know, it didn't seem so timed, so lost like 46 years ago. Seemed like it could have been 20 or 10 years ago, some of it.
All the ones on my list were pretty heavily 70s influenced.
Oh, when they are, man. It was like, oh boy. I'm out like looking at some of the malls and storefronts and shit in the cars, of course. It was just like, wow, this is fucked up, man.
Well, I'm just looking at, like, for example, Shivers. Abso-fucking-lutely 70s.
Shivers is in the 70s, dude. That is
yeah.
That's one of those Holiday Inn fucking commercials you used to see.
Right. Would you like to live in the quality of life? Patricia asked, did you guys ever see the Trilogy of Terror remake? There was a
Blasphemy.
There was a 2, but I don't remember a remake.
I'll look that up because I do remember something about that happening.
I don't think I ever watched either of them, but
I think I was offended.
She says, I don't think it got a theatrical release, but I remember seeing it on TV. I'll have to look for that one. All right, James.
Trilogy of Terror 2, 1996.
Yeah, there was like I said, there was a sequel, but I don't remember yeah, because it came out right around the time that they were releasing the other one on VHS.
It said USA Network.
Yeah, they put them out about the same time on VHS. That's what the deal was. James says, I like the police are blundering in the dark. The return of The Exorcist is awful, but I didn't mind The Astrologer, another trippy one. Well, now I have to watch The Return of the Exorcist.
No. You can.
Tarek says, well, it made me laugh, Crank. The Seagulls reference. Thank you. This was a question I was going to ask you guys. The amusement park, George Romero, that was 1975.
We talked about the amusement park. We did a review when it first came out, and it's interesting, man. And there's a scene that is absolutely gut-wrenching, almost like a drama or some kind of love story you'd see on a Lifetime, man. It just rips your fucking heart out. And I don't want to say what it's about because it is a kind of an impactful moment of the movie and what's going on, and it nails home what the message is. You know, George always had his message, and this one, the message is about the uselessness or the depiction of uselessness of senior citizens,
Of elderly,
and but there is a scene that will rip your heart out. It's a good watch, man. It's not.
It's an interesting watch. I don't know if I could go back and watch that again.
I've been feeling the tinge to go back and watch it again, just because I've never seen it. I've seen it twice, now since
really?
It's been available. Yeah, and
Would it be?
Long. It's not terribly long. It's short.
Would it be on your top 5 of 75 list?
If I looked at it as a film that was actually released in 1975, yeah. So
because you're still missing four or five movies off your list.
It at least gets in the honorable mentions for me. I don't know if it cracks in the top 5 just because of the lack of horror. The horror here is society deeming senior citizens worthless.
Yeah,
that's the monster.
But society is the ultimate horror.
Right. You can go that way with it. I mean, and no one's going to say, this is not a horror movie. They can, but again, if you can take that as, mistreatment of how, just a person slows down when they get older. I mean, fuck, we're all seeing this. We all see this, and as we get older, our parents get older, and so you can relate to this. So yes, see it once, and then you'll have an opinion on it.
And some of it, some of us are even probably guilty of some thoughts, at least, not necessarily thoughts in the movie, but thinking elderly people need to get out of the way. I'm trying to drive here. Shit like that. That kind of stuff. Why do you still have a license?
People they kind of lay it on the slowing down. Hey.
I'm just saying, it's like, oh, why do you still have a license? Well, let's be honest, some of them don't need a license.
They just drive.
I was just talking about this today with my dad, his dad. And like that, towards the end of his life, he was starting to have dementia. Mm-hmm. And he would still drive to the family business every day. And I was present a few times when you'd see him hop in his car, pull up to the driveway, not look, almost like take a 2 or 3 count and hit the fucking gas, man, if cars were coming or not. I mean, there were people sliding out of the fucking way. Well, we had to take his keys away finally. But I mean, so again, almost everybody can relate to this in some way. Right. So, I mean, I recommend it. I say you should see it because
you should check it out, James.
The simple fact that it have Romero's prints on it. You do feel,
and you'll definitely feel that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's definitely a Romero film.
Yeah.
Which is why I would make my list anyway, asshole. Romero. I love the fucking guy. We all know this.
Yeah.
It's well documented.
Rosie says, I'm back. Did you mention One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
We did not.
No? I don't,
more of a drama.
I don't consider that horror.
More of a drama. More of a...
Great movie.
Great movie.
I mean, it does have some grimness to it. I agree, and some pretty dark imagery and stuff like the treatment of the inmates, let's say. And then, of course, what happens. I mean,
right.
Dude gets smothered and everything. So I guess, but me personally, I say not horror.
We have this discussion all the time.
Yeah.
So, because I almost want to start like starting all our posts from now on. Says it's not really horror, but ... Okay, now that I've got your attention, hey, we've got a show this next Monday. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, because, right.
Every fucking group post has, well, not really horror. If it's not mentioned in the post, it's mentioned in the comments. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, and they'd be like, well, that's not really horror because the guy's gay or some stupid reason, it's so fucking. I'm annoyed by that, but I could see where people would consider One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest horror, but I don't.
No, I mean,
Well, I'm not going to argue with her.
No, I'm not going to argue with her, but I mean, would you put it in your list, Rosie?
She
We'll
put
put
a
it that way.
Yeah.
Would that
Make a
make your
list.
top 5? Carrie says, "Thanks for keeping me company, peoples."
No problem.
You're welcome. Thanks for tuning in on Mondays with us. Tarek says a top 5 list suggestion: made for TV horror, so pre-streaming era.
That would be simple.
It'd be like every Stephen King miniseries, pretty much for me.
Well, Salem's Lot would most hands down be number 1 for me. I mean,
God, I can't wait till that fucking movie comes out and we review it.
And it's gonna be garbage.
That's what I'm hoping for. I hate to
I
say
don't
it.
know. Don't you want? What if they fucking blow our wigs back and give us
I
a
hope they
fucking
do.
vampire movie that's fucking makes our skin crawl, man?
Then I will applaud them.
That's what I
But
want.
unfortunately, the asshole in me kind of wants to see you fucking go on a fucking rant.
We're skeptics. I mean, we'll do the rant. Will be epic too. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Either way, it'll be a good
I
review.
love that movie. Yeah, you guys are gonna fucking win either way because we're either gonna be blowing this thing up or blowing it up, and it's not gonna be pretty.
We can add that to the list, Tarek.
I like
I
it.
said though, I don't know if it'd be there. I don't know if there'd be, at least for me, a lot of variety. It'd be.
You'll be surprised once you start looking what was made.
Yeah,
for
maybe
TV.
I'd have to look. I'd have to do some
There's
research.
Fulci movies, The House of Clocks that were made for TV. I mean, there's a bunch of shit, man.
Actually, I'm going to put that on the list right now, just for not schedule it, but at least put it on the list for our consideration.
There's a couple of Fulcis that were made directly for TV.
All right.
Nice. Thanks, Tarek.
Thank you, Tarek. Yep. And then Tarek says also about the Stepford Wives. I don't know if you'd call it horror, but you can't deny it was a cornerstone for horror inspiration. Yeah. I call that horror, but that's definitely psychological.
Yeah, just because there's some diabolical bastards behind it all, you know? I mean, that's what's fucked up, you know?
Yeah. And he mentions misogyny in film in 1975. Stop this crazy talk at once. Yeah. It's weird being, we think about what we can say on Mondays from time to time. There are certain. I know you don't. I know you don't. That's why we have to edit it so much. But there have been discussions about things that we have been, that we have wanted to talk about. And then we have a topic like the top 5 of 1975 come up, and we go back and watch those movies, and it's just like all bets were fucking off back then, Yeah. So, and I'm okay with that. I know the world is changing. I'm fine. I can adapt. So.
Well, I mean, amongst the three of us, we're not evil like that, and we're pretty open-minded, thinking, acceptable people of stuff like that, and it doesn't matter because that's the thing. Once you realize that shit don't fucking matter, you're living a much better life, man. How is it bothering you?
It wasn't even a month ago we did top 5 black films, and some of those were dropping the F-bomb, a different kind of F-bomb. Blackula especially.
Yeah,
was bad, and I was like, "Yeah, can't."
Yeah, but I don't think it's wrong to be like, okay, that was a sign of the times. Yeah, that was kind of fucked up, but
it was.
They ain't like that now. They wouldn't make it like that now if they did it now. So I mean, that's
of course not. Well, like I said, everybody, it's a sign of the times. You just hope as people you get better. We get better every generation. We get better.
It's always going to be
no
rotten
reason to
apples.
demonize somebody from the past because that was normal for them. We know shit's bad. Product of their time. Like, come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, someone would like to come and speak on this subject. Mr. Bill Cosby.
Well, we don't have any Pill Cosby.
Did you say Pill Cosby with a P?
Yeah.
Hilarious.
I was going to say, I would, even if Bill Cosby came to us and said he wanted to be on the show, I would tell him no. I don't know if he would actually listen because he's never heard the word no, but I would tell him no.
Before we get going here, let's have a little drinky poo.
Okay, it started really fucking bad, dude.
I can't hit that range right now, man.
That started really fucking bad, and then it got better there.
I had to get into the jello pudding. Yeah, they throw that in there. It always.
You gotta get into the rhythm before you find the jello pudding. Okay, goddamn.
By the way,
Rosie,
the pudding dissolves the roofies a lot better than the drinks too. You know?
Rosie says,
"Fucking date pudding pop."
How did we fall off the rail here?
"What
Sorry,
the fuck, guys?"
I'm sorry.
Rosie says, "Lots of boobies and hair in the '70s." That's right.
Yes.
Up north,
I noticed.
south.
I noticed.
Yes, ma'am.
Fucking wash your teeth at the same time. Something else will catch your drift.
Chris says, "I suddenly have a ton of movies that I need to we need to do something about this. A ton of movies that we need to catch. This is an interesting year. It's not a bad year, Faze. There are some that I didn't even think about, but I'd heard about, but had never seen.
I always try to there's a couple of rating systems I use, and I always look at scores on a couple of sites to see what the general consensus is. If I haven't seen it, most of the shit I've seen. So, and this time it was pretty much uniform, man. It was like these are the ones that I have, and I'm going to go with these and get in as many as I can. And I'm happy with what I came up with. Now James, yes, he's pitched out about 16 fucking movies that probably got to be considered. But
half of them I probably haven't even seen.
Right,
but
that's why I love it.
I ended up getting through about 10 or 12 last week. Not feeling great helped because there was one day I think I just sat in bed and watched like 8 movies.
I'd watch a movie and then I'd do 4 episodes of Game of Thrones, and I'd watch another movie and then 6 episodes of Game of Thrones. That was 3 days in a row, dude. I noticed that it wasn't getting on the PlayStation at all.
I haven't played since last Monday, I don't think. Tarek said,
"You guys have that kind of free time." Fuck.
Right. Tarek said, "Same, Chris. Some of these titles sound like I should have known about them all along." James says, "I've got the Blind Dead Coffin box set."
Bro,
I need to see that.
When we were at Crypticon, that was on that desk for like $50.
That was there. I do remember you seeing that.
And I all weekend I went back, but I'd spent a little too much by then, and I passed on that fucking thing, and I'm kicking myself ever since.
Lorena says, "I've got digital copies of most of them. Can burn whatever for you, no problem for Faze."
There you go.
BK says, "Get the flock out of here." Tarek says he's rolling on the floor. Colonel's fleshlight. Dude, stop. Yeah, stop.
Yes, Colonel's fleshlight with the additional Colonel beard shape.
It's the 1975 edition.
Rosie says, "Just when you thought it was safe to get back in the kiddie pool." That's right.
The Colonel was already there.
Colonel was still there.
No.
Tarek says, "Jaws is one of the few films that fell into the weird category where it didn't scare me until after it was over. Then I realized I had like a half dozen new phobias." Right.
You see, I'll tell you what, in like 1989, I went to Florida and walked out into the ocean up to my fucking chin. I don't think I could do that now, man. I don't think I would do that now. After seeing all these motherfuckers getting snapped up and bit and stung.
Oh, you've been seeing there's been a couple of whales that have gotten beached recently, too.
That's what I'm saying, dude. You're in this water this high and waves going up 5 feet and shit. Yeah. You don't know what's under there.
But they're coming closer to populated areas.
Yes.
They had to bury one in the sand. They had to cut it apart and bury it in the sand, like nearby where it got beached recently.
Well, at least they didn't put it packet full of dynamite like they did that one in Rain. Gore on everybody within a block radius.
Good God, that was such a bad idea, man. No one tell them this?
I think that someone that knew probably wanted to see it. It's fucking gonna be crazy, man. What the fuck are these guys doing? Oh, fuck.
Patricia says, great list, fellas. Carrie, my to-watch list has grown. That's what we're here for.
Why we're here.
Yeah, and Lorena agrees. Awesome list. Tarek says, yeah, these lists never fail to enlighten me, so good. Faye says, I didn't realize I had a fear of the ocean until I saw it in person for the first time, though it's less fear and more, fuck that shit.
Well, that was my friend Dave. He was in here earlier, and I told him I was going to not tell the Florida story, but I'm telling it. He's probably not here anymore.
BK's gone.
Not BK, it's Dave Matea.
Oh, Matea.
We went to Florida in '89, and we like I said, we were all out in the ocean. Dave was like, fuck that shit. He ain't going. And he wouldn't. He did not go. I mean, this motherfucker comes from Michigan, goes to Florida, leaves Florida whiter than he was when we got there a week before. That's how fucking he avoided the area.
Wow.
And then once we went out there, and see, I've told the story here before. My one buddy was like he's waist deep and kind of looks down and then starts jumping like he's in complete panic fear. It's like, something bit me, man. You know, I'm kind of like going, fuck, what's going on over there? You know, and he's like, he's punching at the water, you know, like frantically. And of course, you know how if you've been in the ocean, you can't just step out of it. You kind of got to fight your way out of it because of the tide and everything. He flopped on the beach like some kind of sea lion, you know, and just flopped on there. Our other buddy's 10 feet behind us, a fucking man-o-war jellyfish. He walked right into, punched the top of it so the air bubble, it went underwater, went behind us 10 feet, wrapped around my buddy's midsection. So yeah, Mr. Matea, once that happened, he didn't go on the beach. He was done.
He didn't leave the fucking hotel.
Me, watching those two guys get stung like that, and nothing happened to me. I was 5 feet over to the left, so I missed the whole thing. And it was one of my top 5 laughs of all time. So I thank them for that. But yes, it was fucking trippy, man.
Could you imagine getting laughed at by your buddy while he's pissing on you at the same time?
They went to 7-Eleven, and my buddy's like, I got stung by this fucking thing. He's like, the guy was 4, and he's like, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Sting little. You'll be fine. Other buddy turned white as a sheet of paper. He had over 300 stings around his midsection, you know? 300. And he laid in the bed for 1 full day before he got back up. Then he was like, I'm all right. Well, that was fucked up. Jellyfish, water, no. Sharks would be worse.
Right. Well, and Faze mentions sharks aren't what intimidate him about the ocean, but rather the vastness. The fact that it begins here and ends at a whole other continent thousands of miles away. I'm used to lakes that are only a few miles wide.
Right. Yeah. You know, I mean, that's again, we said that about Jaws. I mean, the complete isolation of, you know, you're dealing with this problem, and if he does smash the boat, you're going in the water, and then what? You know, I mean, that's it. So that's brilliant.
And he says, oh, yes, the ocean has the scarier natural stuff, but our lakes have the scarier bioamalgamites grown from pure bacteria.
Yeah. The flesh-eating virus was in our lakes a few years ago.
Yeah, Lorena says, we got some weird stuff in the lakes around here. Yeah. And Tarek says, mostly same, sort of an aquatic agoraphobia, kind of freezes the blood. Oh, and S. Michael finally decides to join us. What's up, S. Michael?
Oops.
Back to the amusement park topic that we were talking about. Patricia says, I get a lot of grief from older people because I use a wheelchair to get around most times. Lots of jokes made. And she says, if I use a walker, it's even worse.
I'm sorry to hear that. Tell me say fuck
fuck
off.
them people.
That's ridiculous.
That's the people you know, like,
fuck.
They just don't know. They don't have to. They've never had to help somebody close to them in a situation like that. Fuck that, man.
Right. Tarek says, on the ageism elderly note, I remember as a kid my dad was driving us somewhere and he was getting really mad at the guy in front, and then he saw the license plate, old man, and he laughed and was like, never mind, you can drive as slow as you want. I don't know. I think it wouldn't be a bad idea, honestly, if at a certain age you had to retake the test. Maybe not the full test, but you had to retake part of the test.
No, I wouldn't. I would even say once you reach that 75, let's say, if you still got it, you got to come in every year. You got to come in every single year and do it. You got to come and check that shit out every year. I know. I got to find a side table for my cup here. I keep knocking it over.
Did you just knock the ice out of everywhere? Oh.
It's just metal. It's empty.
Oh, okay.
But it's out of my swing range now, so.
All right. Rosie says, more of a drama for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. All right.
I mean, that's a fascinating film. Fascinating film of the subject matter that's involved with it.
Oh, I love that movie, man.
Yeah.
I can't even say this. Cryptosporidium. The Onion made Crypty our mascot. Oh, for Wisconsin? Nice. James says, the more Hong Kong horror movies Colonel watches, the more cultured he becomes.
I'll try one of these days.
Not yet.
Try.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Brucey's here. Got to put Brucey on the list. Can you get to that?
Yeah, I got him. It's up here a little bit. There it is. Well, yeah. Oh, there it is.
You just made the list!
I haven't had anyone make the list in a while.
Yeah.
I want to start wearing a scarf like that all the time.
You'd
There
probably
we
make
go.
that work.
Faye says, ageism and gatekeeping go together like peanut butter and jelly. It's not simple being born in the late 90s and primarily enjoying movies, music, and everything else from the 70s and 80s. You got to find the right people that will actually introduce these things to you instead of just, get out of here, kid. Go make a TikTok or something. My parents were always good about this, showing me old music and movies all the time. Hell yeah, man.
Fucking, my kid shows any interest in something. Like, what did we watch? I don't even remember what we watched, but he was like, yeah, it was pretty good, Dad. I was like, you know what? We got to sit down and watch, like, Raiders of the Lost Ark and Star Wars and all that shit, like the old Superman, stuff like that. He's into it now. Like, before he used to be like, nope, don't want to see it, don't care.
Well, did he see the trailer for The Dial of Destiny during the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Did he?
He's indifferent because he doesn't know what Indiana Jones is yet. He's never seen it. So.
Oh,
anyway,
yeah.
I have them all. I'm just waiting for him. We have some time where we can put one in.
Definitely show him the first three at least.
The last few years, like, I put something on. Like, I put Star Wars on for him and his brothers once. I go, come on, man. They were all into it. The first thing happens and Leia's taken, and then they were like, they all just got up and wandered away. I'm watching it by myself. I'm like, what the fuck?
That's why you have to start them off in fucking Empire, dude. Everybody knows this.
Nah. I did it the original way. I want him to do it that way because I think that's right.
Boring.
Start at 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9.
Oh, you can take fucking 8 and 9 off that goddamn list.
You can almost take 1, 2, and 3 off that fucking list.
Did you see that?
Stick with 4, 5, and 6.
I guess Lucas had all kinds of treatments for the last 3 as well.
Of course they did.
And they bought it and then didn't use it.
Yeah.
And, basically because of 1, 2, and 3.
But I think they're using parts of it in some of the series and such.
Right.
Yeah.
So, he got paid anyway. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, who gives a fuck?
Well, yeah, man.
All right. Patricia says, History of the World Part 2 is coming out. Not horror, but I'm pretty interested in seeing it. Comedy has also changed in a big way. These poor comedians have to tiptoe around what they say now.
Yeah, I'm hoping we get classic Mel Brooks on this, where he just don't give a fuck.
It is Mel Brooks, right?
At 95, I think, or he's 90, I think he may not give a fuck anymore. But does that mean they're going to run it, what he wrote and stuff,
this might possibly be the most offensive film of all time.
I fucking hope so.
And I hope it gets released.
If they're going to make fun of all the current state of affairs going on, the climate of social and everything, that this could be awesome. I'm going to watch it because the first
one could be
is
fucking genius.
So offensive by today's standards, the first one. It's ridiculous.
You can't watch
Blazing Saddles until
you can't watch any of Mel Brooks' films anymore, hardly. I mean, Spaceballs is even kind of pushing it a little bit. And I love Spaceballs.
Yeah, it had, it had its moments of what the fuck, but from what I'm hearing, like Jack Black was talking about it, and he was like, he's assuring us, oh no, don't you worry, because fans of classic Mel Brooks are going to be completely satisfied with this film. We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah,
that I'm curious.
You know where I stand on that though, because it's like we'll use musicians. Every musician, every band, when they put out a new album, say it's their best fucking album they've ever fucking made. This is the hype train. I'll believe it when I see it.
It's like Iron Maiden every single time they come out with something. It's like that. Oh, this is the strongest. And I'm all like, dude, been saying that since No Rest for the Wicked, man, or a sense of No Prayer for the Dying, and it's not true. You got one or two tracks.
Tarek says, I'm worried about that one, History of the World Part 2. Can't deny either that I simply must see it. Yeah,
you must.
Absolutely.
You must.
He also adds, the isms in the 70s and even 80s films were simple exploitation. Yeah, that doesn't fly today, but it's fascinating to observe and watch.
Well, yes, I still think a Mel Brooks that doesn't give a fuck could be really, really funny. I mean, why not go out blow it up on your way out? You know what I mean?
Mel Gibson and Mel Brooks working together.
Wow.
I don't think that would work.
No, not at all.
But are you kidding? That's the biggest joke of all time of anything he would ever done, man. That'd be amazing.
Who would they cast as Sugar Tits?
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Ah, goodness.
I don't know. Looking forward might not be the right. I'll see it when it finally drops and everything, and or when I get a chance, and we'll see. I do have fond memories of watching the first one and laughing. We had Gregory Hines, we had Mel Brooks, and I think what's her name? Maude played Maude. She's in it. She's got a nice role in it. See when he's the stargazer.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh, get his unemployment at the unemployment line. You're a bullshitter. Did you bullshit last week? No. Did you try to bullshit last week? Yes. Love it.
Tarek says, on the open water part, we went whale watching off the coast of Alaska, and one came to the surface super close to the boat. That was less YouTube and more nearly shat myself.
Yes, because that's when you realize if this thing doesn't want to be gentle and slam into you, you're fucked. That boat's going down, brother. These things are huge. What kind was it? Was it, you said an orca?
I didn't say. Just whale watching.
It's one of those big, those blue things. Blue whales are gigantic.
I'm going to try to blow through the rest of these comments here real quick. BK says, I'm still here. God damn it. What's up, BK? Patricia, I've been to Florida twice. I don't go anywhere near the water. I hate the sun. The bugs are terrible. There are too many people. Amen. Rosie says, holy shit, that jellyfish story is terrifying.
And hilarious.
Depending on what perspective you're in.
It looked like they had a bunch of like big mosquito bites. That's all it was. A little red and mosquito bites, but hundreds.
Yeah.
And they smell like piss.
Tarek said, I missed that about the wheelchair and walker, Patricia. My wife has an artificial hip since 34. Same thing. Many wheelchairs and walkers. I totally know what you're saying. Yeah. Carrie, I was wheelchair bound for a year, and people are arseholes. Yes.
If you're the type of person that needs to go bullying in front of a fucking wheelchair, man, what the fuck, bro?
Right. My daughter uses a disability stroller. You can imagine the grief we get. Jesus. Jesus, man, people. I know I'm not talking to you guys necessarily, but if anybody else is listening to this, be kind, you assholes. Right. Fuck.
If this is you, change. That ain't cool, man.
Right.
Change it up. You got time. Fucking relax.
Okay. Patricia says it is Mel Brooks, and it's going to be on Hulu at the beginning of March. Right. I'm down. I am so down.
Again, I'm hoping for a.
Yeah, Michael, you missed our whole Jaws conversation, man.
You know what? I was looking for. I go, someone's really going to be happy that we talked about Jaws so much tonight.
He said Jaws probably affected more people on a deep psychological level than any other movie in history. Absolutely. Even people who haven't seen it are aware of the implications of the poster in a class of its own. He has a Jaws tattoo on each arm. Visited Martha's Vineyard for the 25th anniversary and have some great pics with the local cast, including Ben Gardner, Alex Kintner, and me getting slapped by Mrs. Kintner. Lovely.
Yes. Nice.
That's nostalgia.
Patricia, not Mel Brooks, but what about the toy? That definitely couldn't be made today. Fuck.
Yeah, That was really fucked up.
That was Jackie Gleason, right?
Jackie Gleason and
Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor, and then it was the
fuck no.
The kid from the Christmas Story, Scott.
Yeah.
I just know you wanted to go make corn for a while.
God damn. I love that movie though. You know, I haven't seen that in a long damn time.
It doesn't hold up well. But it's
they got a new toy to sell.
It still runs like, although I didn't see it this holiday season, because that's usually a Christmas time movie, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Rosie says this generation needs more of a sense of humor and be less sensitive.
Amen.
I could agree with that, but in some respects, I also see why they are sensitive about some of the topics that are off topic now.
Yeah.
So, Phase. Jack Black is the hype master. He's great at selling anything, and I tend to enjoy whatever he is hyping up, even if he's just collecting a paycheck.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just something about watching that dude. He entertains me, no matter pretty much what he does. I mean, Tenacious D, I fucking love. I mean, and I'm talking the Tenacious D Sex Supreme stuff, not the fucking Wonder Boy. That's all fine and good, but go listen to the early Tenacious D and prepare to see some lyrics that are gonna fucking make you want to wash out your mouth and ears.
Tarek says the whole "you're a bullshitter" dialogue I quote all the time, and no one ever catches the reference. Absolutely,
I love it.
He also says, we did see an orca, but no, it was a blue whale.
Oh, God, so it was one of those big-ass ones. But those seems to be, the blues are the most gentle. They recognize a boat. They don't even hardly get near it. I mean, they'll get within centimeters and not touch it. And then splash everybody on the deck watching with their giant-ass tail.
You imagine they're probably swimming by like, hey, Terry, check this out.
Oh, I took a shit first, too, before I did that.
Lorena says, I've had kielbasa sausage stuck in my head all day because of that conversation.
I'm not following her. What's she referencing?
Isn't that Mel Brooks? Also?
Oh, the kielbasa?
Kielbasa?
Kielbasa, Polish. What is that? History of the...
I think it's History of the World.
God, I've seen that movie at least 15 times. Maybe it's time to watch it again.
All right, I gotta. Rosie, another movie that could never be made today is Soul Man. What were you thinking? Yes.
Thomas Howell might have ended his career.
Shit, you couldn't make it back then.
Yeah, they shouldn't have made it back then.
God, I saw that.
He pretty much canceled after that.
Saw it in theaters. Sorry.
I love you, baby, but all I can think about is kielbasa sausage. Your butt cheeks is warm.
That's Tenacious D. Yes.
Ah, okay. S. Michael says the Kentucky Fried Movie was another one great for its time that could probably not be made today. Oh, shit. Tarek, Jack Black can even sell a robot sniper gun to Bruce Willis. You jackal, you. Oh, you stop it, you. You stop it.
Oh, a funny man. That's the matter with you.
Love that movie. I haven't seen that in a while.
Yep.
All right, gang, we got to wrap this up. Fuck.
Fucking just going and going and going on 75. Who the fuck knew everyone had so much to say about it?
No, if you really break it down, majority of the show is not about 1975.
No, it was a bunch of so many comments to get through.
Inspirations, like stories, triggering memories, all kinds of shit like that. But that's what we're here for. And oh, fuck, next week, Crank, I can't.
You can't?
I can. I just can't right now.
Oh, I mean, because you guys know what's coming next week, right? I mean, I'll save the promo for the end of the show. But
end of the show promo, of course.
Next week, Tom McLaughlin joins Death Curse Society for an in-depth conversation all about One Dark Night.
I wasn't gonna say it, but I've actually there's quite a bit to this man's career that it would be almost offensive just to limit it to that one topic or two. It's like Friday the 13th. If we just went there and there, there's still
there's a bunch,
whole vat full of shit we got to go over here, man. So
yeah,
fascinating fella, and I look forward to getting into this next week, man. Don't miss
Colonel, what's the first question you're going to ask Tom McLaughlin?
My first question for everybody: what's your favorite dinosaur? Like, that's still important information to fucking know. I don't give a fuck if you're fucking 10 or you're fucking 50. What's your favorite dinosaur? It's pretty fucking important. I will judge him severely based on his answer.
He's going to be hearing this when he says that.
Yeah, probably.
No, it's fine. You want to ask him? It's fine. I mean,
you guys really think when I ask him what his fucking favorite dinosaur is? Come on.
Clearly, Triceratops. I
mean, who knows with that guy?
See,
I want to talk to him about his spiritual side, because he has talked about, like, I'm not exactly sure what kind of spiritualism he is into.
Yes, because there's something that occurs yearly at
Hollywood Corners
Mausoleum.
Right.
And I've got to look into this a little bit more. I want to make sure
You know what I'm talking about, though.
I do, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely, because this raised many questions with me as well.
Okay.
So I'm also not sure he's going to be willing to talk about something like that, but we'll see. We're definitely going to breach it. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know he's already got a crypt at Hollywood Corners.
He does.
And he's planning to be interred there at some point.
But there's some kind of gathering or party with music and shit going on, and it's a little out there, man, and it should be fascinating. So,
well, he has said to many of his fans and people that talk to him about this, hey, come out to Hollywood Corners and talk to me after I'm gone. I'll talk to you. So he thinks he's got some kind of inside track, and I want to know what he's got. And like he said, if he'll talk about it. But I do want to get into that.
I think he will. I mean, I watched a couple interviews over the last couple weeks, and nobody goes there. So
no,
we're going to some places.
Oh, Jason lives.
One Dark Night.
That might be me, but I'm
going to even fucking spit on it first. One Dark Night.
All right.
No wonder he's spiritual. He's getting choked out so often.
If he doesn't do a good interview, I'll threaten this motherfucker. I'll hook him with his dead body up to a car battery and bring him back to fucking life.
I have specific, deep One Dark Night couple that I'm ready with that I think will be good. Stuff I haven't heard him answer yet. That's what I'm going for. So for you guys, I want him to go, you know what? No one's ever asked me that. We haven't had one of those in a while. So
yeah. And then next week we got Tom McLaughlin. The week after that we're doing a Cocaine Bear review, and that's that's going to be fun, regardless of what the movie's like.
Well, the thing is, everybody's talking about this fucking movie.
Yeah,
it's going to be so fucking bad. I hope it's bad in a good way. Because this is another where I'm like, this really isn't horror.
If somebody has important pieces,
because
they got some good bear tears, rips, flesh ripping, gore. Okay.
That's good stuff. Fucking CGI, dude.
I'll see if I can add horror to the title. But right now, it just looks like I don't know what you'd call this. I have no idea. It looks like a comedy with the.
It looks too fun to not talk about though. So, and then we're working on a bunch of stuff for March, gang. So stay tuned for that. Colonel, send them out for the night.
Well, I'm glad it was fun for these two guys. Reminisce of yesteryear, 1975. I just kind of hung out and said stupid shit, which is what I usually do most weeks anyway. So thanks for joining us. It was fun watching these guys go down memory lane. Wasn't too bad. Just remember, coming February of 2024, Colonel Fleshlight, exclusively on deathcurssociety.com. I will make it happen, Captain. And like I said, I tell you guys this every fucking week. No one ever takes my advice. You got to wash that dick, or you're going to get sick. Wash it. And
Colonel, what about the girls? You're a single man. Can't we get like a casting done or something and get you out on the market that way? And maybe
Jesus Christ,
they can really get to know you, in a sense.
Well, if I do that though, dude, you guys know I'm a tight ass. I'm just going to find some fucking crack whore down the street though. I'll do it for like $6. Like. That pussy's gonna look like fucking people threw roast beef up on the fucking wall and say, "Here you go."
No. I mean a casting of you for the.
Oh, for the ladies?
Yeah.
If I was a '70s rock star, I'd probably seriously consider it.
I was gonna say, why are you thinking about this? What the fuck?
Who knows? Maybe some of our people in our audience that know might get it and receive it and go like. Wow!
What a dick.
What the fuck? That's perfect. Because they would probably laugh when they see it.
And on that note,
Jesus
I retire
Christ.
for the night.
Yeah.
On that note, let me just go ahead and finish this up. And ladies, don't smell like it's good as Steve. Use Summer's Eve.
Wow, I got the Colonel, man. I'd never get him like that.
You got this.
Yeah, the shake, man. The jolly, joyful belly roll there.
I love the Colonel jostles.
Yes.
They don't happen very often, but I do love it when it does happen.
I'll just say next week. I will say thank you, everybody. We love you, and it's only going to get better. We're just getting warmed up, man, and it's really catching fire now. Tommy McLaughlin.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We are overtime. We'll see you next week. Woo!